My affiliations are with Iran. Because my affiliation with Canada would mean that if in Canada there was something for me to affiliate by that was given to me by Allah, I should have affiliation with Canada. But when I look towards Allah and I see that He has affiliations with Iran, has no affiliations with Canada, with America, I say I have affiliations with Iran. Do I have any affiliations with the country that I was born in? No. Why should I have affiliations with the country that I was born in? That's a very shallow way to look at it. Like I was born in Pakistan, so I start having affiliations because I was born there. I should have some standard for my affiliations. Yani, I landed here. The airport that you have, I'm not sure what it is, but I landed at this terminal. Because I landed in this terminal, I start having affiliations with it. Is that a right thing for me to do? I landed in Jhelum, so now with Jhelum, because I landed there, I should have affiliations? No. My affiliation should be based on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. Does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to see people being oppressed in the world? Does He want to see that? He doesn't. He wants to see people acting with each other with justice. لَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلُنَا بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ وَأَنزَلْنَا مَعَهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْمِيزَانَ لِيَقُومَ النَّاسُ بِالْقِسْطِ. The purpose that we have sent the prophets is that everybody should act with each other with justice. The law of Allah should be the deciding factor for the society to live in. And at the moment, the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being implemented in only one country, and that is Iran. So my affiliation is going to be automatically there. It's not because I look like I'm from Iran. That's also not a way to have affiliations. Just because you were born here, just because you live here. Hazrat Musa ﷺ was raised in the house of Fir'aun. Yes or no? He was raised in the house of Fir'aun. If it was the case that you're supposed to have affiliations as we do, he would have had affiliations with Moses, with the Fir'aun, because he was raised in the house. He would have never stood against it. Right? His affiliations was with Allah, and in that affiliation Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that you need to go to Fir'aun. He has gone out of bounds. He's calling himself as a God. He's saying that either you're with me or you're against me. You will go there and you will let him know that he cannot do that. Hazrat Musa could have said, Ya Allah, you're asking me to go to that place where I was raised, where I drank, where I ate, where I grew up. You're asking me to go to that person and then stand against him? It makes sense? Hazrat Musa never said that. You see, we have no issues in reference to the people. I mean, culture-wise as well, another thing that the Western Orientalists, they end up saying is that because the Muslims are living in a developing country or in poverty, they look at us and they become jealous. And in their jealousy, they have animosity and they hate us because of our technology, of our iPad and iPhone and all this other stuff. And you can come here and do whatever your heart desires, and you can have, start with driving a cab and then grow to be a millionaire. And because of all of these things, they feel they have a complex, and because of that, they are angry with us. You who are so advanced, I can show you someone in Pakistan who can go to sleep at night as soon as this person will close their eyes. Have no worries. They're happy, they have family, they have friends, They have the love of their kids. They earn whatever they earn, they eat, they sleep. They obey Allah, they're happy. On the other side, you come and see the massive houses, Beverly Hills, nice cars, has a problem sleeping. So take all these pills to go to sleep, can't enjoy the things that they have, is always constantly depressed. Ala bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. It is not with this technology and all of this that you're going to find peace and you're going to find that you are good and you are going above and above and above. It is with the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you will find peace. And we have, alhamdulillah, those individuals who are in remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they're very happy and they have nothing to do with this. The definition of a Shia is almost as wide as Islam is. Who is a Shia? Someone who is a Mawahid. You understand Mawahid? Someone who does not submit or love or worship anyone other than Allah. Even to the point that if he wants to speak, he would ask Allah, can I speak? Wants to listen, will ask Allah, can I listen? Wants to look, will ask Allah, can I look? Wants to walk, will ask Allah, can I walk? Wants to go to work, will ask Allah, can I go to work? Yani in every single action and motion of that person's life, he is in complete obedience to Allah and no one else. We have an image of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We say that He is our Lord. But when we look at our lives, that we have so many different Lords. That's not a mawahid. Someone who will submit to anyone other than Allah is in shirk. Is a polytheist, is not a mawahid. Shia is not a polytheist. Shia is someone who will only submit to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. In every single action and motion. Nubuwwat. Can we say that Rasulullah is the messenger of Allah and then we ourselves put things in Islam? We say, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. But when it comes to Islam, we become the messengers of Allah. We start teaching the Quran. We start becoming messengers of Allah for others. This is what Islam says. No, this is not what Islam says. This is what you say. And just because you've said that, that doesn't mean it is part of Islam. If the Prophet has said it, who is the messenger, then it is part of Islam. Like so many things, the older crowd will understand this a lot better. They say if you vacuum at night, if you vacuum or brush at night, if you clean at night, Allah will decrease your sustenance. You see, if you vacuum at night, in the morning, yani, you will lose your job, sustenance will become less, bad things will happen to you. Is this part of Islam? A God who will punish me because I clean my carpet cannot be my God. A God that just punishes. Or there is an island on which Imam lives with his family, and any plane that goes above it, he destroys it. Yani if that plane gets into the airspace of that island, Imam destroys it. Imam could be those people who are part of your 313. Why just kill, why destroy that plane? It could be innocent kids. All they're doing is just using your airspace. Let them fly over it. No? How dare you? How dare you cross our airspace? Gone. that cannot be my Imam. My Imam belongs to the family of Bibi Fatima Zahra Salamun Alayha. That Imam is mercy, is the epitome of mercy. He is the mirror of the mercy of Allah. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ones who are not obeying Him, the ones who do not submit to His will, the ones who are unbelievers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving them all food and shelter without asking anything in return. Ar-Rahman, in that every single thing is getting sustenance from Him without any obedience. If they are obeying, fine. If they are not obeying, He's giving everybody food and shelter. Oh, you did not say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, you're going to be dead. Doesn't do that. You didn't say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, that's okay, live your life. Maybe one day you will say it, and whenever you decide to say it, I will accept you as you were born. I will accept you as if you have no sins. Of whatever you've done in the past, I'll accept you as you've just come into this world. We have gotten so many different. Shia is someone who just says Aliyun Waliullah and that's it. Just saying Aliyun Waliullah and you become a Shia. The people who created the actions after the Prophet died, they were present, they submitted, they accepted. Everyone accepted in Ghadir Khum as Aliyun Waliullah. In Ghadir Khum, the announcement was done, Man kuntu mawla fahaz Aliyul Mawla. All of those individuals came up and said, we accept and congratulations. Did they become Shias? They didn't become Shias. A group of people come to the house of Imam Rida alayhi salatu wasalam. They come to the Imam and they send a messenger saying that we are the Shias of yours and we would like to see you. The Imam sends the messenger back saying, I don't have time for you. Said, okay, next day they send another messenger. Imam, we are your Shias, we would like to have a meeting. Imam sends the messenger, I don't have time with you. 2 months. They kept sending messengers. The messengers kept coming back saying, Imam has no time for you. They were camping outside. They sent another messenger saying to the Imam that our enemies are laughing at us, saying that what kind of Imam do you have who doesn't even have time for you and you've been there outside of his house for 2 months. Imam says, okay, come in. They come in, Salamun Alaikum. Imam with a manner which they were not expecting, greeted them. And a person is like, Imam, we've been waiting for 2 months. We say our salams to you and you reply. Imam said, whatever comes to your hands is a verse of Quran, basic meaning becomes that whatever comes to you is what you have done with your own hands. And then he says, why do you call yourself Shia? Shia was Hassan, Hussein, Abu Dharr Ghaffari, Ammar Yasir. They were Shias. Whenever their Mawla said something, they obeyed. You try to see, Imam is saying that the Shia of Imam Ali was Imam Hassan. At the time of Imam Ali, he is the Imam Waqt. And Imam Hassan is there, Imam Hussein is there. They're supposed to follow the Imam Waqt. And someone who is a Shia, someone who follows. And they were following every single hukm and order of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Imam Raza alayhi salatu wasalam, they were Shias. Whenever their Mawla said something, they obeyed. Your Mawla says to you to obey, gives you orders, you have rights in the necks of others, you do not deliver, you do not listen. Do not call yourself Shias. You can maybe call yourself a Muhib. That's it. That's it. Though you love us. A person comes to Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Comes to the Imam, says, you know, Imam, I am your khalis, mukhlis, sincere Shia. Imam said that, have you come to me as Hazrat Ibrahim ﷺ was the Shia of Hazrat Nuh? Have you come to me that way? Have you come to me with qalb salim? With the heart that is pure from ghairullah. A heart which is pure from everything that is other than Allah, that only has Allah. If you haven't come to me that way, then you're just a muhib. And if you know in this statement that you're saying that you are my Shia, if you know that you have lied, you will be punished with falaj ke usko kya kehte hain? You will be punished with being numb and not be able to move. What is that? You will have paralysis till the time that you die. And that will be the kafara of the sin that you've committed, of this statement in which you have lied. Paralysis till you die. Who is there who would call themselves a Shia? Where he's saying, do you have the heart of Ibrahim? And if you know in your statement you are lying, then this is what's going to happen to you. And this degree should be given to us by our Imam. I print out the cards. Syed Hassan Mujtaba Rizvi, MD. Start distributing to you. Can I do that? I can't. I have to go through a university. After I've completed all of their exams and so forth, the university will give me the degree of an MD, which I can frame, and then let everybody know that I'm an MD. Until I do not have this degree, I cannot call myself an MD. If I do, I'm lying. I can say that I am a student of medicine, but I cannot say I am a doctor. Imagine if I didn't even get admission into a medical school and I'm calling myself a doctor. A Shia is not someone who sleeps while Fajr is there. It's not a Shia sleeping while Azan is going on, Fajr time is there, a Shia is asleep. Kunu lana zaina wala takunu alayna shayna. Shias become a source of beauty for us. Do not become a source of shame for us. If I say that I am the Shia of Imam Ali and someone knows me as the Shia of Imam Ali and sees me asleep while Fajr is there and I do qada, I miss my Fajr prayers, they'll say, is this what your Imam has taught? Is this what your leader has taught you, to keep on sleeping? If I lie, if I cheat, if I hurt others, if I go and steal, and they put a headline, Shia of Imam Ali robbed a bank. the name of Imam Ali is being defamed. Take it in another way. You've been coming for the last 2 days. This is the 3rd day. You go outside and you say that I am a student of Hassan Rizvi. And then they see you committing something which is really bad. They're going to come to you and say, is this what your teachers taught you? Your actions are a direct reflection of the person that you say that you belong to. If, for example, you who are little brothers and sisters, you do something, the person who will come and say to you, didn't your dad tell you? Didn't your father teach you not to hate others? Did your mother not tell you not to lie? Will they say this or no? They'll say it. And then the name of your parents will be defamed. Are you ready to do that? Then why do we defame the name of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam? Salawat par Muhammad. Thank you very much. There's another tradition which we can go through. I'm not sure why some people come and some people go, but I guess I have to get used to it. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, he says that the level in heaven of our Shias would be that much far apart as a person who looks at the stars from earth. You with me? The night is there, you go outside, you see the stars, how far they seem. The people who are in heaven, when they will look at the levels of our Shias, they will be looking as if a person who's on earth looking at the stars. And then he just didn't leave it that way. He said someone who loves us, anyone who loves Imam Ali alayhi salam from their heart, if you do read a loud salawat. Okay, so you love Imam Ali alayhi salam. And the person who helps us with their tongue. Have you ever helped Imam Ali with your tongue? Have you ever helped him with your tongue? How do you help Imam Ali with your tongue? You never lie. How do you help? You let others know what Imam said in Nahjul Balagha. How do you help him with your tongue? You put your voice as loud as you can against every oppression that happens. You participate in the protests, go and say the slogans from this tongue. Have we helped him with our tongue? If you have, and then again, if you have, then you have the right to recite salawat. Alhamdulillah. The third thing he says that if someone helps us with their hands and shoulder to shoulder with us, kills our enemies. This particular part has not happened yet, and we're not allowed yet. When the time comes, it will be something that we are going to be tested with. At the moment, this third part, you don't have to read a salawat. But the first two parts, you can do right now. True or not? And a person who does these two parts, Imam says there will be two levels below us. person who does all three parts will be the same level as us. But this third part is not something that we are allowed, and I say it again and again. But can we help Imam with our hands? Can we? There's a hadith, in Najul Balagha, Man mata minkum ala farashihi wa huwa ala ma'rifati haqqi rabbihi wa rasulihi wa ahli baytihi mata shahida, that any one of you who dies in their deathbed knowing the rights of Allah, His Prophet, and His Ahl Bayt, he has died as a martyr. And in the end of this sermon, Imam says that person who does that is niyat, even their intention, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is obligated to give them the reward as if they have moved their hand, a sword in their hands in the army of the Holy Prophet. That even their intentions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is obligated to give them the reward. Of what reward? As if they have fought in Badr, as if they have fought in Uhud, as if they have fought in Khandaq. What is the condition? Knowing the right of Allah, His Prophet, and Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. If you do that, then in a way for the third part, you're also in acceptance. True or not? For that time period that we are allowed only these two parts, but this third part you can still get. All you have to do is know the right of Allah. What is His right? His right is that you do not submit to anyone other than Allah. You do not obey anyone other than Allah. You do not love anyone other than Allah. You do not worship anyone other than Allah. If you kept sleeping at Fajr, you are in worship of Shaitan. If you miss your prayer, you are in worship of Shaitan. If you are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are in His worship and in disobedience to Shaitan. If you lie, you are in the worship of Shaitan. If you say the truth, you are in the worship of Allah. There was a man who came in with the big muscles, and you know how you guys try to go to the gym and become high and mighty and strong so you can show off your muscles. That is not allowed in Islam, by the way. If you were to go to the gym to become high and mighty and to build the muscles so that when the 12th Imam comes you can use the strength of your body to support him, then it is worship. You're going to your gym is worship. This person was there. And with that said, you can't just miss Fajr prayers as well just because you were too tired doing worship of, in gym and you were too tired. Like some people, they will do Shabidari all night. An hour or two before Salatul Fajr, they go to sleep. They've been doing Matam and Azhar all night, and then 2 hours before they go to sleep. Or they have discussions with the Maulana, this question, that question, this question, that question, about metaphysics, about this, about Irfan and Nazari and all this other stuff, about what happens in Barzakh and so forth. And all the realities of the universe are cleared out by this Maulana, and then this guy is sleeping at Fajr time. Yeah, that's also not allowed. A person came like that, built, young man, to the masjid, and the people, the companions saw and said, Ya Rasulullah, how nice would it have been that if this man would use his strength for the worship of Allah. He just spends all day, in working, and he's using his strength for work, trying to acquire, money. And the Prophet said that this person would be in either of these three conditions. Either he is going out to provide for his family. If he is in that condition, he is in the worship of Allah. If you're there so that you can provide for your family for 8 hours, 9 hours, you're in the worship of Allah. The second could be that he does not want to become a burden on society. By going and working, he is not a burden of society. This is also worship of Allah. The third situation could be that he wants to earn the money and livelihood so he can disobey Allah. Then this third type is disobedience of Allah. So either of these three conditions, if this man was in the first two, he's in the worship of Allah and no one else. But if this person is trying to earn money so they can do what is not allowed by Allah, then this person is in the worship of other than Allah. So his right is that you are going to only and only obey, love and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This in itself requires 10 days, but in short, do you love your parents? Yes. Read aloud salawat. I just told you you're only supposed to love Allah. Why do you love your parents? Hassan, the reason why you love your parents is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told you to love them. Yani, if you want to know if Allah is happy with you, ask your dad, Dad, are you happy with me? If your dad says, I'm not happy with you, then know for sure, according to the traditions of Imam alayhi salam, that God is angry with you with the same anger as your dad is. You want to go to heaven? The heaven is under the feet of your mother. Maulana said that this little young man went and started lifting his mother's foot. And the mother asked him, what are you doing? He said, I'm trying to look for heaven. As the Maulana said, the heaven is under your feet. When something is under your feet, that means it signifies that that thing is below, is less, and you are high. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that your mother is better and higher and has more respect than heaven. And if your mother is unhappy, then this heaven which is under her feet, which is nothing compared to her, you will never get there. You will never get there. We think that by disobedience to our parents, we can read our salah, we can read Allahu Akbar and then go through all of this namazi and we can go through this fasting and hajj and that we will go to heaven. Forget that. You are not going there until your parents are happy with you. Your hajj, your worship, your salah, all of these things will not be accepted until your parents are happy. Parents have such rights that even to the point that if the parents are non-Muslims, you're not supposed to disobey or disrespect them. If they're saying something to you which is against the law of Allah, then yes, you do not do. But whatever they say, if it is under the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to obey, and they have the level of respect given to them by Allah, even though they're not Muslims. You have to know the right of the Prophet. His right is, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ, that you make him your role model. Well, who's your role model? If somebody was to ask you, oh, you'll be a basketball player, be like this movie star, this person who's, I don't know, this very good, I don't know, PSP player, is this other guy, this guy, that guy. Who's your role model? If somebody truly was to ask you who your role model is, and if your answer is anyone other than Prophet, you bearing witness that he is the Prophet of Allah is not true. His right is that he should be the only role model that you have. Now the question might come that, okay, There is Imam Ali, there is Imam Hassan, Hussain, Imam Zain al-Abidin, Imam Muhammad Baqir as-Salam, and all of those other Aimma. What if I make them as my role model? Does that still mean that I have not given the right of Rasulullah? No. Awwaluna Muhammad, Awsutuna Muhammad, Akhiruna Muhammad, Kulluna Muhammad. Which means the first is, our first is Muhammad, in the middle is Muhammad, last, yani all of us are Muhammad. Yani Imam Hussain al-Salam, how he got his, he did what he did in Karbala. If the Prophet was alive, he would have done the same. In every single era, we have an example of the Prophet's character, of how he would have dealt with the enemies and the friends, of what he would have done if he was alive in the time of the sixth Imam. He would have also established a university. If he was alive at the time of Imam Sajjad al-Islam, he would have also done what Imam Sajjad did. If he was to be alive in the 12th Imam's time, he would also come in front of, beside Khana Kaaba, and say, I am here to take revenge of my grandson's blood, and I will fill this earth with justice and peace. Meaning in every single era, the Aimma were the epitome, they were the statue of the character of the Holy Prophet according to that time. So if you were to make any of the Aimma as your role model, you're still making your model is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi wa sallam salawat. وَحَقِّ أَهْلِ بَيْتِهِ. What is the right of Aimma? If we have said that you are only going to be in the obedience of Allah and no one else, that is the right of Allah. If we have said that the right of the Prophet is that you make him as your role model in your character as the Prophet, what would be the right of Imam? The right of Imam is that you become a Shia. With me? The right of Imam Ali is that you become a Shia, yani you become such that Imam Ali ﷺ says, he's my follower. And who is he? He is only in the obedience of Allah and no one else. He does not obey any other system other than the system of Allah. He or she does not have any affiliations other than the affiliations of Allah. He or she does not have any love for anyone whom Allah does not love. He is the one, he or she is the one who is in complete submission in every single action and motion of their life to Allah. One, in their character is the character of the Prophet. Two, and by these two things combined, they are following Imam Ali or Imam Hassan or Hussain to the point where Imam Hassan says, this is my Shia. See how high the status and what difficult road it is to get to that, and how easy we take it. If we do not do this, an Imam comes. There were people in Medina, there were people in Makkah, there were people in Kufa. These people in Medina and these people in Makkah and these people in Kufa, they are dead. But their principles are still alive, and you can make these three folders even today. There are Muslims who are, if they were in that time of Imam Hussain, would be in Medina telling Imam Hussain, don't go. I have my relatives who tell me, Hassan, do not talk about if I was to say this name, the group of Allah. I can translate, right? I can translate, it should be okay. The group of Allah. I was in a place where I mentioned the name group of Allah in Arabic, and these people's faces went down. So I'm like, if it's too scary, when the scary movie you're watching the scene is too scary, they go like this. I'm like, if you've gone like this, I can fast forward to a much better scene if you want. Now my relatives, they say that don't talk about the group of Allah. Don't talk about the atrocities and the oppression of the foreign policy of USA. Do not try to support the resistance anywhere against this foreign policy. Do not talk about Palestine and the atrocities committed by the Zionists. Why do you have to talk about this? Your life is good. You have kids. You have a house. CSIS is going to come and take you away. Put you in a hotel. Right, a place where your clothes are washed, the food is delivered to you, room service. You don't have to pay mortgage. Even the rent of that room you do not pay. And you have all the time in the world to be in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you're not being bothered by anyone. They will put you in that room. They might do something to you. They might do this. Don't talk. Who are these people? These are the same people. If they were alive, they would be found in Medina. At the time of Imam Hussain ﷺ, if they were alive, they would be found in Medina, telling Imam Hussain ﷺ not to go towards Kufa and just stay there. When I say this, you look around and you try to see, even inside of you and who is around you. How many of these people are like that in your life? And what if you are that way? People do not go to the demonstrations because their pictures are being taken. They say, I'm not going to go to a procession. Even like scholars, they say, we are not going to go to a procession because our pictures will be taken. Do you think that, if someone takes my picture, I'm flattered? I'm flattered that you took my picture. It's an honor. And especially, CSIS, the Canadian federal government is taking my pictures. It's an honor. It should not be an issue. It's an honor. I should be flattered. I should say thank you very much for taking my picture and then posting it everywhere. This is very good. What's the problem? You see, these individuals are not thinking and they're not seeing the world through the eyes of Imam Hussain ﷺ, and that is the reason why they cannot figure out who the Yazid of the time is. They cannot figure out what is happening in Medina, what is happening in Makkah, what is happening in Palestine, what is happening in Iraq, what is happening in Afghanistan, what is happening in Tunisia, what is happening in Egypt, what is going to happen in Jordan. They do not understand. And the only way you will be able to understand what is going on in this world if you look through the eyes of Imam Hussain ﷺ. The rest you cannot understand. There are people who say, Al-Ajal, 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 Ya Imam. Allahumma Ajil, Allahumma Ajil. Yes or no? Do you not find people like that who are asking Imam Hussain to come as soon as possible? If you were to read the letters that the Kufis sent to Imam Hussain, you will find Al-Ajal, 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 Ya Imam. The Kufis wrote these letters. We also write letters to the Imam. Which day? 15th of Shaban. Let's say there are 300 million Shias around the world, and only 150 million write a letter one day of the year. If you were to multiply it for the last 1200 years, right now Imam has received 18 trillion letters so far. 18 trillion letters. I've done the math. I didn't just do it in my head. I've done this before. 18 trillion letters have been sent to the Imam of the time by Shia saying Al-Ajal, 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 but he is not willing to even send one representative of his to come and see what they are. These Kufis managed to have the Imam of the time have sent one representative as a Muslim Ibn Aqil with 18,000 letters. And we're saying Al-Ajal. If he comes right now, Imam, you came a bit soon. I haven't finished my degree yet. Can you give me some more time so I finish my degree so I can do something in your government when it is there? Imam, you came a bit early because I still have mortgage payments to pay. Can you come in about 10 to 15 years when my mortgage payments are gone? Imam, you've come a bit early because right now my conviction, my yaqeen, my heart is not strong enough to face an enemy who's going to be in front of me, and you're going to ask me to fight it because I'm still afraid that my picture is going to be taken by CSIS. I'm still afraid right now that if I'm put into that hotel, what will I do over there? Can you come a little bit later on so I can manage these things? Have we not understood? Do we not know? Do we not believe? Do we have no conviction? Do you have no ghaira? Do you have nothing left inside of the Imam of the time that you're waiting for can come any day, and we are, today is what day? Today is 30th, Sunday, right? Friday is how far away? How many days? 4 days? 5 days. Okay, let's just consider 5 days. Even if it's not. It is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 days. Good job. Well, 4 if you count Friday as well, then 5. So Imam is coming on Friday. Are you ready? Imam can come any Friday, right? Why not think about that this Friday could be that Friday when the Imam is going to be here? Are you ready? Will you only have the time of 4 days left to be ready? The Imam is coming on Friday. And this is just in the traditions that he will come on Friday. He can come any time. Are we ready? Then what kind of Shia are we? What kind of follower are we? Are we following the Imam of the time? Are we following Imam Ali? Are we following Imam Hussein? Are we following any one of our Aimma? If we are following them, we should be ready. But if we are following others and saying that we are following them, we are not ready. The Azhar of Imam Hussain was supposed to produce Shias. And it has been happening for the last 1400 years. But the reason why it did not manage to produce Shias in this Azhar, in this Majalis, because people were told that if you were to just come in and cry on Imam Hussein and do your matam and eat your niyaz and go home, you've done your duty. It is not the fault of the audience. It is not the fault of the Muslim Ummah. It is not their fault. They were doing what they were told. And I'm telling you that this is not enough. You would have to follow your Imam with the same speed as he's going. And if you're following Imam Ali, then you're that Shia. The purpose was that when you cry and you shed tears for the sake of Imam Hussein, your heart shatters and you say, for this atrocity, I will change myself. I will become the Shia of Imam Hussein, of Imam Zaman, and I will wait, and I cannot wait for the Imam to come so I can stand with him to take the revenge of the blood of Imam Hussein. That when you would hear that Bibi's chadars, their hijabs were taken by the tip of spears, and in which direction this spear is going? Towards the head of Bibi Zainab, who is the daughter of Bibi Fatima. That this spear would go, cut into the chadar of Bibi Fatima that she gave to her daughter, and this spear inside of this chadar would be lifted, and this hijab would be taken by force, and this Bibi would be left in a position which she never was in her whole life. That she remembers when she would go outside of her house, her father would dim the light so that no one even sees the shadow of Bibi Zainab. And today the situation has come to this point that her chadar is being snatched off by the tip of a spear, and she's standing in front of these people who have just taken all that she loved. She tries to gather up the kids. She notices Sakina is missing. She finds her lying on the ground unconscious. She goes towards Bibi Sakina, wakes her up. As Bibi Sakina opens her eyes, she says that I wanted to tell Bibi Zainab what happened to me, why I went unconscious. I wanted to tell her that this man came, slapped me, and because of this slap, I became unconscious. I wanted to tell her, but when I looked at her face and I saw her forehead was bruised, I forgot my pain and I didn't say anything. And this Bibi is gathering up all the kids and all the daughters of Fatima, and they're trying to hide themselves because they have no hijabs. They go in the tent and they're all scared while the enemy takes fire, as they took fire to the house of their mother, and they burn this tent. The smoke starts coming inside. Bibi and the kids are suffocating from this smoke. Bibi takes the kids and all the women into the next tent while that tent is also burned. And they kept going from one tent to the other till they get to the tent of Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam. Son, you are the Imam of the time. We are your Shia. We are your followers. You are the Imam of the time. Tell us, what should we do? We have no hijab. There are men outside. Should we die in these burning tents or should we go outside? Imam Sajjad, who is the son of Imam Hussein, who was the son of Ali, his ghairat, his emotions, what would happen when these people see the hair of Bibi Zainab? How would he be able to bear that? He says, no, you have to go outside. And he saw what he saw from Karbala to Kufa. He was not worried about the pain in the neck that he felt every step that he took. With the iron bracelet in his neck or the chains in his hand or his feet, his heart bled every time a person saw the baby. when they saw Bibi Zainab, and he walked from Kufa to Sham, and he walked from Sham back to Karbala, and he walked back to Medina, and he lived for 35 years crying for every time he drank water, every time he saw someone slaughtering an animal. Imam Sajjad, we ask you, of the pain that you had suffered in Sham, we ask you that you please bless us and allow us to have enough strength for you to call us your Shia. This world that we live in is in distraction. We are less, our enemies are more. We try our very best on a daily basis, but we slip. We need your strength, we need your dua, we need your help to be able to achieve this. Ya Allah, please have the 12th Imam come as soon as possible. Please give us the strength to become his true followers. Please protect all of our Maraje, wherever they happen to be, have their guidance of light to reach us. Please protect the revolution of Islam and have that connect to the revolution of the 12th Imam. Please allow all of the Muslim Ummah to be united under the banner of leadership of Imam Khamenei. The enemies who are trying to destroy us, the enemies who are trying to divide us, the enemies who are taking the innocent lives of our brothers and sisters in the world, allow them to have their necks go down and have them understand and realize that they are always going to be defeated and Allah will have the final victory. Have Imam come as soon as possible. Accept our prayers. Give us sincerity in our actions and protect us from the curse of shaitan and nafs. Matem Hussain.